Mazuma TV back in the building, man. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the Mazuma Mob. We in the building as always, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. On my way to go get it as always, man. I hope y'all doing the same. On the road to 2K, man. I believe we like 25 subscribers away from that 1,600 mark, man. Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob for making this possible. Check out MazumaMerch.com. Got all the Mazuma Mob and Mazuma Nation gear that you need right there with a single click of the button, man. Let's continue pushing the culture forward. All right. Let's get into what I want to talk about today, and that is Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur Stevenson, that somebody done pissed him off. You know what I mean? That boy in his feelings, for sure. That boy is upset. And for what I understand, for what I've seen on X, formerly known as Twitter, and this was something that Shakur Stevenson had quoted on his page. I forgot the source. My apologies. I got to be more on top of what I'm reading and who is being provided by. But nonetheless, it was something that Shakur Stevenson had reposted. And according to that article, according to that source, the WBO has ordered Emmanuel Navarrete to face Denis Berinchyk. My apologies if I'm saying his name wrong, you know what I mean? But the WBO has ordered them two to fight for the WBO lightweight title of the world. So one of the belts that Devin Haney has vacated at lightweight, Emmanuel Navarrete and Denis Berinchyk are going to be fighting for it. And I previously thought that the WBO, Isaac Cruz was in line for it, but I guess since he's moving up and facing Rolly Romero for the WBA world title, you know what I mean? I guess that X'd him out of the equation. So Shakur Stevenson wasn't happy about it at all. You know what I mean? And if you've been keeping up with Shakur Stevenson, he's been pushing for that Emmanuel Navarrete fight. It's been real hard to get him a sturdy opponent, especially over there at Top Rank, because everybody else is pretty much caught up in each other. He was optimistic about fighting Kambosos and Lomachenko, but it just so happens that they fighting each other out in Australia. Who else? I mean, Devin Haney, that situation unfolded. I don't really need to speak about that, but obviously Devin Haney moved up in weight and fought Regis Prograis instead. And now he said that he's not going back down to 35. Tank Davis, he's going to be fighting out in the UK. You feel what I'm saying? So from the reports that I've been seeing, it's not solidified yet, but he might be fighting in the UK in the middle of the year, and it doesn't sound like Shakur Stevenson is a realistic opponent at this point in time for Gervonta Davis. So he was pursuing Emmanuel Navarrete. He said he would have loved that fight. It seemed like Emmanuel Navarrete was down with making that fight happen, but somehow, some way, you know what I mean, somebody else, and Denis Berinchyk, the WBO felt like making this fight happen for some reason. You know what I mean? So that's another opponent that Shakur Stevenson isn't able to face at this very moment. So he said that he was disgusted by what the WBO had ordered. He says that he might as well retire at this point. And I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? No, I don't understand the actual statement and what he's saying, because I think that's ridiculous at the end of the day. But I understand his frustration, because it's like, damn, I'm looking this way, I can't get a fight. I'm looking for smoke over here, can't get this fight. Every option that he's trying to get to in order to solidify himself as a great fighter is just not available at this point in time. So it's just bad timing nonetheless. You know what I mean? And I feel his frustration in that sense. You know what I mean? But then he goes on to say that he's officially retiring from the sport of boxing. He's going to stay in the gym, continuing to perfect his craft, and he's just going to contribute to the new generation and things of that nature. So he's highly upset. You know what I mean? That's a temper tantrum at his finest. Shakur Stevenson facing a little adversity outside of the ring, and now he's going as far as to call it quits. And where I'm from, you know what I mean? I know Shakur Stevenson from Brick City and all that shit. He's from Newark. You feel what I mean? But where I'm from, that's called bitching. You know what I mean? It's like, when somebody usually talk like that in Philly, you usually gonna hear a response along the lines of, man, stop bitching. You feel what I mean? And what I mean by that is no disrespect to Shakur Stevenson at all, but it's like, bro, like, niggas, calm down, bro. Like, you so caught up in the moment right now. It's like, yo, better times gonna come, my nigga. Like, opportunities are gonna arise eventually if you continue winning. You feel what I mean? It's really not that deep. You know what I mean? If you're in a situation where you can't get a top guy, then give somebody that's in the WBC rankings a shot. You feel what I mean? Give somebody that's in the WBC rankings a shot. I'm pretty sure that if you were to pick guys out of the top 10 If you were to go down the list of the top 10, one of them dudes will fight you because they want that opportunity to fight for a belt. You feel what I mean? Don't worry about what the people and the fans are saying, because you can tell Shakur Stevenson is really invested in what people say on social media and stuff like that. You can tell he genuinely gets offended when fans criticize him or bash him and things of that nature. But bro, it's pretty evident, and I think a hater of you could even admit this, that nobody's really available for you to fight right now. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you're going to rematch Edwin De Los Santos, I don't know. You feel what I mean? But I think it's pretty clear that everybody's caught up. So I think that you would genuinely get a pass if you were to fight somebody that's in the rankings. I mean, they ranked at the end of the day. What can they really say? You feel what I mean? If all the big names are occupied, you know what I mean? What, you just going to stay inactive? There's no reason to retire. There's no point in even making that tweet. Somebody close to Shakur Stevenson should have told him to take that shit down. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like you showing weakness. You showing mental weakness, bro. You showing that you willing to give up when a certain amount of pressure is applied on you. You know what I mean? Retiring at this point in time, you're at the peak of your career. You're one of the best fighters in the world. What are you talking about? You feel what I mean? But then again, Teofimo has said the same thing, and ironically, both of them dudes happen to be fighters that Top Rank has been throwing on the Thursday fight schedule lately. Guys that usually rub Top Rank the wrong way. Teofimo has spoken out against Top Rank. Shakur Stevenson said that he's going to be pursuing free agency. He's not looking to re-sign with Top Rank. Both of them dudes rubbed Top Rank the wrong way. Top Rank feels like they're disloyal or whatever, so they're going to make them pay as a result of it. And usually that includes fighting on a Thursday night with very little promotion going into their fights. You feel what I mean? Shakur Stevenson's fight with De Los Santos got very little promotion. Teofimo's fight with Jermaine Ortiz has gotten very little promotion. There's people that don't even know that he's about to fight soon. You feel what I'm saying? So, Shakur Stevenson should have kept his mouth closed, you know what I mean? Because, in all honesty, if he was going to pursue free agency, he should have kept that to himself. You know, Shakur Stevenson has this thing where he's a real nigga. Oh, I'm going to keep it real, bro. I'm going to keep it real. And then you just talking too much. What you need is a publicist, nigga. You see what I'm saying? You need somebody to, you know what I mean, correct you in what you're saying, or have guys who's doing interviews with you limit what they ask you, because you talk entirely too much. And what happens is you shooting yourself in the foot, because at the end of the day, your promoter has power over over certain things and how the way you move in your career. They can make things extremely difficult for you. And that's what they're doing right now. They don't want to give you any type of big opportunities. So do I actually think Shakur Stevenson's going to retire? No. I do think that he's venting his frustrations indirectly about Top Rank. And what he could be saying is that he's going to sit out until his contract is up. You see what I mean? So that's the reality of the situation. It's unfortunate that Shakur Stevenson's in this predicament, but there's better ways that he could go about it instead of complaining, because at the end of the day, you sound like somebody's baby mom. You know what I'm saying? You sound like my baby mom. For real, for real. But if we being honest, but regardless, man, that's my take on the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation right here. Shakur Stevenson says he's hanging up the gloves because he's frustrated with people not fighting him. You know what I mean? What's your advice that you would give to Shakur Stevenson? What's your take on this situation overall? I think he's just talking crazy, man. It just sounds like he in his feelings. That boy need a hug. You feel what I mean? So that's my take on the situation. Shout out to Mazuma Nation. Shout out to the mob for tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this content. I'm out of here, man. Peace.